Hey guys, Logan here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review for a movie that I saw yesterday, Mile 22, directed by Peter Berg and starring Mark Wahlberg. This is the fourth collaboration between the two after Lone Survivor, Deepwater Horizon, and Patriots Day. And this movie is about an elite American intelligence officer, Mark Wahlberg, aided by a top-secret tactical command unit trying to smuggle a mysterious police officer with sensitive information out of the country. I was very excited to see this film for one reason and one reason only, and that is not Mark Wahlberg, it's not Peter Berg, it's not the fact that this is the fourth collaboration between Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg, it's not the fact that this is an action thriller film, and it's not anything else. It's the fact that it's the trailers that really got me into wanting to see this film. The trailers piqued my interest in seeing this film in ways that many trailers have tried and well, I wouldn't say failed, but they didn't really pique my interest into wanting to see films the way that trailers for Mile 22 did. So I was really excited to see this film. And then, after walking out of the theater to see this film, I was incredibly disappointed by this film. This is one of the most disappointing films I have seen all year long. This was a very disappointing film for me, and I cannot believe what type of film that I watched, because the type of film that I got after walking out of the theater to see this film was not the same movie that I saw from the trailers. The trailers showed me what a different type of movie that the movie that I saw in theaters was. And that's not good. The editing in this film was terrible. This film had some of the most poorly edited action sequences I have seen in an action film since Taken 2 or 3. That's how bad it was. Most of the action in this film, including ones with what's his name? Iko Uwais? Is that his name? I feel like that's his name. But anyway, the action sequences with him were so terribly edited. You really couldn't see a damn thing of what's happening within the action sequences with him and what he's doing to the bad guys. You couldn't see what was actually happening. The acting was a bit off for me. The acting, and it's not even odd in a good way, or an interesting way, I should say. It was odd in not a good way. There were many cringeworthy scenes, especially some scenes with Mark Wahlberg, which, by the way, Mark Wahlberg did a really bad job with his performance in this entire film. His character was so incredibly wooden, and he's so very unlikable. He's pretty much an OCD douchebag in this movie, and he's not the type of douchebag that you really like, kind of like Han Solo or any other character that is like that. He's not like that type of, what I just said. And I never cared for Mark Wahlberg and what he does. The opening scene with him shows us everything that, just a few things that we know about Mark Wahlberg's character and what he does. And then the movie never addresses more about him again. You never know much about him besides the opening scene, which explains what his character's motives are and what he is and what his backstory is like. This movie really doesn't have a good casting choices, if you ask me, or at least just most of them. John Malkovich, however, I will say that out of all the actors, or I should say characters in this film, his character was the most standout and most fleshed out character and most likable character I have seen this entire film. He's the only character that I liked in the entire film. He was bringing out some information in the second act of the movie, just explaining what the plot actually is, just giving some exposition. And if he wasn't in this film, I would be incredibly lost as to what this movie is about, because the story was so convoluted and it didn't make any sense at all whatsoever. Just none of it. This movie really doesn't know what it wants to be. Is it like an action thriller film, or is it a crime drama thriller, or is it anything? This film tries to choose what it wants to be, and it has no idea which one to pick. And just few many times this film does that, and it just is really annoying. And going back to Mark Wahlberg, there's the thing about him, about his character, using a wristband to stretch it and then releases it. It was sort of like his way of, being focused in the moment, within the action sequences or any intense moment that is not in action sequences. And that's kind of odd and annoying, actually. And I really didn't like that. It was kind of borrowing something from The Accountant, where Ben Affleck plays a character that has a weakness and uses that weakness to help him get through his missions. This film kind of borrows so heavily from that, and I wasn't a big fan. And another thing, this movie has a type of script that is so mediocre, and it made the characters do something that would make you raise your eyebrows and make you make you ask the question, why would this particular character do that, and why would the script have the characters do that? Like, the writers for this film, I feel like, don't know exactly how to make this a very compelling action movie. I really think they have no idea what they were doing. So yeah, guys, this is one of the most disappointing movies I have seen all year, if not one of the most disappointing films I have ever seen. Is it a complete pile of crap? A complete pile of garbage? I wouldn't say it's kind of an F movie, because John Malkovich was the one actor that I actually liked in this movie, and his character was the most compelling character in the entire film for me. And a couple of action sequences, like I said, even though they were poorly edited, I still kind of like them, but that's just about as far as I will go, because this movie was a complete, poorly edited mess. I'm going to give Mile 22 a Bronze Medal of Honor. So anyway, guys, that is my review for Mile 22. Be on the lookout for my reaction to Marvel's Iron Fist Season 2 official trailer. It's going to be up as soon as I uploaded this one. If you guys enjoyed my review, please click the like button, and if you have already seen Mile 22 in theaters, comment below and let me know what you think of it. If you enjoyed what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please press up there to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.